loves, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Yeti from Yettisays.com, and I have a get ready with me look for you today. This is my go-to face, so let's jump right into it. So I always like to start my looks off with a freshly clean face and of course some products for the lips. Today I'm using the First Aid Beauty Kit Ultra Lip Therapy. I typically follow this up with my primer. Today I'm using Touch in Soul's No Poreblem primer. Now this next trick I stole from Jackie Aina, which is basically putting powder underneath my foundation. I found that it helps my foundation to stick more and I get less creasing throughout the day. Now it's time to go in and clean up my unruly eyebrows. So today I'm using Spiked by MAC. I usually use Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in dark brown, but Spiked is my first love and I've fallen back in love with it. As you can see, I draw in my eyebrows from the bottom. That's how I create my perfect shape. I know most people try and go with their arch up above. And then I follow up on the top of the bottom with my Nars Amande concealer just to clean it up and make sure my brows look extra crisp. For my foundation, I am using Makeup Forever's UltraHD. There's just something about this foundation that blends perfectly with my skin no matter the seasons, so I definitely call it one of my favorites. And of course, I'm using my beauty blender to make sure everything is blended out with a few spritz of Mario Badescu's facial spray. Now when it comes to concealing my under eye, you will never ever see me use anything else but Nars Concealer Amande, either the stick version or the pot version. I've been using this for about 3 years now and it never ever fails me. Now depending on the day, I do like to let it dry down a little bit, but since today I don't plan to have my makeup on for too long, I'm blending it out right away. Be sure to blend out any of the harsh lines near your eyes. That drives me crazy when I'm walking around and I see a glance of myself in a reflection. I can see the line of delineation, so definitely be sure to blend that out. And now we set. I don't believe in baking. I think baking is too much for me, makes me look cakey, so I definitely do apply my setting powder and then brush it off quickly. And then I follow up with a darker shade. Today's is the Mercier's, just to do the rest of my face to make sure it's set and in place. So I'm going to be really honest here. I actually just learned to contour last year. I've had all the products but never used them, but my friend Catherine taught me in Sephora one day, and so I like to contour with a powder. I don't use stick concealer. I think it's too much. I have a very round face and I like my round face, so I do a light contour around my cheeks and my face and slightly my nose, and that is it. There's just something about blush that brings the look together. Today I'm using MAC's Raizen, which is a go-to, my favorite, especially for dark-skinned ladies. I apply it on the apples of my cheeks and slowly brush it out. And then of course we have to follow this up with Fenty Beauty's Killawatt in Ginger Binge and Moscow Mule, darling. This is the only color from that range that actually works for me. Trophy Wife was too much, but this I absolutely am in love with. Because I love a little bit more extra coverage, I do follow up with a primer on my eyes, even though I did put some of my concealer on my lids. I hate creasing, it drives me absolutely crazy, and I am one of those weird people that has sweaty eyelids. So I prime and then I go in with my go-to palette, the Nubian palette from Juvia's Palace, and I use the dark burnt red at the bottom followed by the dark brown in the corner around my creases. And since I do have my headscarf on because I'm trying to lay these edges down, I like to peel it back just some and use the same brush that I contoured with to kind of blend some color into my hairline so I don't have that weird crease, that weird line that shows scalp versus foundation. And now to tie this whole look together, I am going in and taking care of the lips and adding in, again, Fenty's Gloss Bomb. This is a staple. It lives in my purse. It goes everywhere with me. It is my best friend and it works for every single look you can think of. And last but not least, I go in and set my face with Badescu's facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. And voila, there you have it, my go-to look. Hopefully this was easy to follow and easy to understand. If you have any questions, you know what to do. Leave me a comment down below and I will see you guys next week. Bye.